at the Williams Clean Energy and Technology Expo right here in Washington, D.C. The conversations are all about delivering energy reliably, affordably, and even cleaner. We have some great guests today, starting off today with Chad Zamrin, CEO of Williams. My first question for you, Chad, you kicked off the Expo today. A lot of excitement in the room. Give the audience a sense of what kind of tone you were trying to set for today.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that this is really about a call to action. We as a country have not been keeping up with energy infrastructure. We've been growing gas demand significantly, but the capacity to deliver gas through pipelines and storage has not been keeping up. And we've got this incredible opportunity for the next generation of technology. But in the United States, we haven't grown power generation in over 25 years. And so it's really about bringing together the right minds, the right companies, the partners. This is a challenge that won't get solved by any one company, by any one person. And so bringing together, this great audience, these partners, these important companies and customers, bringing us all together to try to work on solving what really is, what I think is one of our generation's most challenging but biggest opportunities.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the partners here. We have a lot of vendors on the expo floor. We'll talk to some of them later. But for today, we're hearing a lot about data centers and energy demands. It's on the top of everybody's mind. It's in the news. Give us a sense of, the role that Williams plays in this and the important role that natural gas plays in that.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing to know is that we move a third of the nation's natural gas. So each and every day, we already power the homes, the factories. If you flip on a light switch, if you power up a factory, there's a 1 in 3 chance that Williams is making that possible. And so we move a critical amount of energy for our country today. We deliver to utilities, we deliver to the grid that in large part is what powers our data centers today. The challenge is this next generation of data center technology requires a tremendous amount of energy, a tremendous amount of power. It's as much a race for energy as it is a race for the next generation of technology. And so not only are we going to need to continue to deliver more natural gas and expand our base load and our grid, but we're also developing projects that are meeting the customers really, truly where their needs are. So delivering natural gas generation projects behind the meter, co-located with data center facilities, so that we're not waiting the 6 to 10 years it can take to expand the grid. We're going to deliver power solutions here and now so that we can win the race for the next generation of technology.
That's great, and we've got some customers in the room today. There was a panel. We're actually in between panels right now. But give us a sense, like with all the conversations going on and the people you're speaking with today, what are some of the key takeaways that you're learning from those?
Yeah, look, I think everybody is excited, which is great. And my takeaway is that there's a tremendous amount of talent. There is a tremendous amount of capability. Unfortunately, sometimes you pick up the news and our politics would make it sound like we have to end the industries of today to create the industries of tomorrow. We've been doing, energy infrastructure for over 100 years. The reality is the evolution of energy, the evolution of our country is only going to happen if the great American companies that we should be proud to have here in our country step up, come together, and solve the next generation of opportunities. And I see that when I look across, the room here today, that people are excited, that people want to work on solving our generation's greatest challenges and opportunities. And so it's just great to have everybody here together and really excited about what we're going to do together with all these folks.
That's great, Chad, and it's you can't see it on this side, but it's a packed room, a lot of excitement. I know you're busy. You've got to introduce the next speaker, so I'm going to let you go. I'll bring in but thank you so much for your time, and we'll bring in the next speakers. So Jacqueline Presnall and Sean Jones from Tesla. Y'all can sit on this side. Yeah. So hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for doing this. This is live in between panels. So we're just kind of unscripted, unrehearsed, but we're happy to have you all with us today to give us a little bit of insight. So you all are going to be on the next panel, which is Powering Growth, Proving Progress. Sean, give us a sense for what you're excited to talk about during that panel. Give a little preview to the audience that isn't here today in this room.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work on the Megapack product at Tesla, and we've been working with a lot of great partners. Williams is one of them to enable these, kind of rapid deployments of on-site power, making it reliable, make it work, and making it, kind of optimally fuel efficient. And so we're really, excited to kind of talk about some of the strategies we're deploying with various our partners to help, enable this rapid growth and powering of AI.
Excellent, thank you. So we were actually talking earlier on the Expo floor. You showed me how Williams, for example, is partnering with Tesla. Can you give a little flavor to the audience about what that is? I mean, people don't usually think of partnerships like Tesla, Williams. What does that mean? But you can provide a great explanation as you did earlier to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so one of the kind of unique attributes of AI data centers in particular with training is they can have kind of highly correlated power demands, which means, kind of all the servers in a data center can go up and down at the same time. Um, I think to my grandma, I like to explain it as, someone gave like your child too much candy and then the world's most powerful light switch and they can turn it on and off at will. And so the challenge that creates is, as you kind of think about like a natural gas turbine, it's spinning at a steady rate. It doesn't like those rapid power fluctuations, and so our battery is able to help smooth that out and make the system, have reliable, great power quality, and ensure the stability of the equipment. And then the other piece we're able to do is, have kind of the natural gas turbine equipment operate at its most efficient fuel point, so that it gets, the most efficient fuel efficiency that that asset can, and letting our kind of battery, ensure that it stays at that efficient point.
Excellent. Great explanation, and it really shows how Williams is innovating, trying to be more efficient, cleaner. So, Jacqueline, you're about to join the stage in a few minutes here with Sean, and you're quite busy these days, especially with all the projects. First, before I go into that, can you give us a sense on what you're looking forward to discussing on this panel?
Absolutely. So I think the Expo is a great example of what we're going to be talking about on the stage. So really, we're bringing together all types of different partners to help deliver tailored power generation solutions for the demand that is just going crazy right now as far as AI. And I think it's just really important. Sean mentioned it from a Tesla perspective, the role that batteries play, the role that the turbines, that reciprocating engines play, the switchgear, the transformers. All of these are vital parts of the supply chain that are required in order to put together these tailored power generation projects for our customers. And so I'm excited to talk about that on the panel, talk about how we're working with these different partners to deliver solutions, and then more importantly, just how we can all continue to work together to figure out what are the most efficient, most economic solutions for solving these challenges.
Excellent, thanks. And so on the data centers, we were mentioning and talking to Chad earlier about just it's in the news, everybody's talking about it. Williams is at the forefront of all this. Can you give a sense of what the differentiator is for Williams and why it's playing such an important role in that space?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Chad probably hit on this in his remarks, but Williams has been an energy infrastructure company for well over 100 years. And so it is in our nature to provide those infrastructure solutions when there is a need. And our unique position coming into this wave of new power demand was really that we have all of the different pieces of the puzzle to be able to put those together with speed to market power. And so we know where the gas pipelines are. We have our Sequent Energy Management business, which is the gas marketing organization, where we can identify locations where we have available gas supply so that we can deliver projects more quickly. And then we have the ability to work with our supply chain vendors, the OEMs for turbines and other equipment, so that we can package those solutions in a way that helps us meet the oftentimes aggressive timelines for when power is needed.
Exciting times ahead. Thank you all so much. I know y'all are busy prepping for the panel. That's going to start here in a few minutes. So thanks again for your insights. Appreciate it, and good luck on the panel. We'll bring in our final guest. We'll go ahead and Ryan Maloney. I'm sorry. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
We're live we're just meeting each other. But Context Lab. So yeah. Welcome to the Expo, and thanks for being here and taking the time out. Can you give the audience a little sense of Context Labs and what it does, and a little bit about how it plays its role in this industry?
Yeah, thanks Alex for being here. Very, very excited. So Context Labs is an enterprise software company that offers a data fabric platform that enables our customers to measure and manage their emissions. And really where we're differentiated in this space is our approach to enabling trust in the data. And we do this by rendering data as asset-grade data that is traceable, auditable, and decision-ready. And our customers benefit from this by essentially supporting their readiness for AI and automation. more specifically by providing the trusted feedstock, asset grade data to inform those different use cases. Some of those use cases being supporting emissions disclosures, mandatory or voluntary, such as OGMP levels 2, 4, and 5, as well as the operationalization of emissions and decarbonization. So turning emissions into a product spec by offering granular insights into emissions intensity at an emissions source level. The third of which being commercialization. So really turning emissions into a product spec. So enabling the full life cycle emissions intensity measurement of a specific energy product. So those are some of the things that we do as Context Labs, yeah.
Thank you. Very interesting. And so, emissions, big topic, especially as it relates to the future of energy, innovation, another area that Williams is stepping into and playing in. Based upon your conversations here, you've been on the expo floor, you've been talking to different people. Any big key takeaways, aha moments that you'd like to share and impart with the audience?
Yeah, for sure. So of course the big topic is AI, data centers, and the kind of buoying need for energy demand and capacity, and the kind of the paramount need to do this in a clean way, both responsibly to meet the moment. And it's very exciting to hear about all the different kind of initiatives going on across the everyone that's in attendance here across the entire energy supply chain, to hear about the ways they're producing this energy in a clean way to meet the demand. And what's interesting for us is across all these different initiatives, whether it's emissions mitigation and reduction opportunities such as carbon capture, operational excellence, and kind of improving the efficiency of our operations, the common denominator is the need to measure all of your emissions associated to these initiatives. As the saying goes, you cannot manage what you don't measure. So we're really happy to be here and hear about all these initiatives and learn a bit more about how we can support, everyone across these supply chains, improving out their, lower emissions performance.
Well, thanks again for taking the time out to speak with us. Like I said, we're in between panels, so we're kind of short on time, but thanks again for your insights. I'll let you go now, and I'll kind of wrap up everything. Nice to meet you. Thank you. So we are finished here over at the Technology Expo. We're wrapped up on our time. Thank you for listening. Follow us on LinkedIn. Check out our new redesigned website for updates and highlights from the Clean Energy Expo, and we hope to see you all soon. Thank you.